We are recording, and we should be getting our alerts and things here in a second. I had to put my phone on the charger because I hadn't charged it in a couple days.
That's what I had to do with mine too just now. Not a couple days, but
Well, this ain't my daily, so
uh,
it's been sitting in my bag for a few days, and now I needed to use it. Okay, there's the alerts right there. I think we're good. Okay, and let's get the show on the road. Where is our little countdown timer? Christina's.
it
Oh
already
my
went.
gosh,
It already went. 3, 2, 1, go.
she's already here. You know what I'm
Our
saying?
our timer already went.
No, not that timer. That's the 29-second timer. Right? When the 29-second
Then why are
timer?
we live? Then why are we live, kid?
Oh, okay. Well, let's not do that. Let's skip it. Let's skip it. Okay,
Go
since
ahead.
we ain't allowed to play us. We're not allowed to play our song anyway. Let me press record here. Hold on. Hold on. Okay, there's the record. Okay. What's going on, everybody? What's happening? What's going on? Welcome to the SmartGuyz Tech Podcast. I be your boy, Smart Guy, Big Q. I'm joined by my homie.
Your homie, smart
Yeah,
guy, Keon X,
yeah,
which,
homie, that's it.
we, yes, we're homies, Q. But speaking of my name, because my name is amazing,
Okay.
Twitter won't let me acquire the @KeonX tag because somebody
No.
signed up for it like 10 years ago and has never tweeted. Never.
Wow.
So
So,
I
so
can't.
are we on a
It's just
mission to
dead.
hunt this guy down? Is that what we're doing
I
right now?
want to. I want to hunt him down so I can be @KeonX. Because that'd be dope.
We need at Keon next. We need that to be a thing because that just looks good on the Twitter, right? You know what I mean?
Exactly, bro. Exactly.
Who is this imposter, Keon X? I want to know.
We gotta find him and execute him.
Yeah, we're gonna
I
find
mean,
him, and well, we're gonna offer him. We're gonna go execute
you heard
him.
what I said.
Listen, we got a notification gang, part of our chat squad.
That's right.
Christina Johnson is in the building. What is going on? Listen, hell of a week, man. Things been good. She said, I thought there was a statute of limitations for that. Like if they haven't tweeted in X amount of years. Well, they went through they went through and did like a cleanup, like what, about a year ago? They went
I
and
didn't
cleaned a
think
lot of those
that wasn't inactive, was it?
well, I don't know if they went and cleaned out a bunch of defunct inactive accounts. Like I don't know, I think it was about a year ago. I think it was during the lull, during the quarantine thing when everybody was like going back to social media and then everybody was like on social media hard. I think that was the thing. I think that did happen, but I don't know, man. Whoever this Keon X character is, man, he I don't know. I don't know what his deal is, man. I don't know.
Well, everybody get trending the hashtag #FreeKeonX
Free
Twitter,
Keon X. Yes, that's what we do.
so we
Free
can get this, straight.
right. You know what I mean? But I'm actually well, because Keon X actually did come. That Keon X came after the YouTube thing, right? That's when you started that, right?
I think so.
Yeah, I think it was Chaos is your gamer tag, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so see, you had put your personal stuff before your business, but of course your business wasn't even a thing at that time, right? So I get it.
Exactly.
I
Yeah.
get it. So this other little Keon X dude just slid in and you slid in. It was like, I'm gonna go ahead and
And
do
stole it.
this. Yeah,
And you know what? I think actually what it is, I probably created it and
you
then
probably did.
forgot it,
You
forgot the
probably did.
password and all that. Uh,
That's exactly
Sorry.
what probably happened. I guarantee you, right?
Sorry.
I feel like we got a pretty decent show this week. We got a couple things to talk about. I know how the people who watch the live stream of the show love when we talk about the raunchy stuff. I know they like that, and I know Ken, you got something for us. We gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about how the way like podcasting became so popular. The monetization has become a thing, and they're trying to figure out how to get more monies out of the podcast. We'll talk about those things as as well, and a couple other quirky things along the way. I'm that seltzer, bro.
Oh my god. Yo, this guy's drinking seltzer water and trying to tell me that it tastes good without
Well,
alcohol.
I didn't say it tastes good.
Oh,
I
okay.
said
No, you said it's healthy. You said it's
it was
healthy.
healthy. That's what I said, right? So anyway, let's start with something that we spoke about, and it's funny because your boy Josh Aby He came to me the other day. He was like, "Oh, dude, you see the OnlyFans thing or whatever." And I was like, "Bro, you know, the smart guys. We talked about that like a couple months ago, right?" He's like, "No, y'all could have talked about that." I was like, "Dude, we ahead of everybody all the time. We always ahead of the curve.
We peeped it. We peeped it, bro.
We knew what was happening." And he was like, "Oh well." And I was like, "You can't tell us. We already know." Anyway, Keon, there's some new a new wrinkle to the story. Happened 2 days ago? Is what it was?
I think that's when everything got out and kind of got out of hand.
Yeah.
But if you don't know, OnlyFans is trying to make themselves more family friendly or whatever. They want to appeal to different audiences, and we found out recently that the main reason they want to appeal for that is because the people who process their money, MasterCard, Visa, and stuff like that, they don't want to be supporting all these adult-only content. They want to say, "Hey, I'm MasterCard, and I'm a family-friendly company. I don't support all the all that stuff, So the OnlyFans said, "Hey, everybody on our OnlyFans, we're gonna start some new rules. You can't do any sex. You can't do any pantsless stuff." And they actually, you can still put nudity on there. It just has to be
photos, not videos.
Photos, not videos. Pretty much, it has to be like fine art or only topless and things like that. You can't be suggesting that something's going on.
Some of the stuff like Keon X does, Pink and Black. That's kind of stuff you do, right?
That's right. That's right. I can still go on OnlyFans and post my stuff. It'll be fun.
Right. There you go.
But people heard OnlyFans wasn't allowing nudity or whatever, and they went crazy. Headlines out the wall, like 2 seconds. 2 seconds.
But here's my thought, and we spoke about this like a little while ago when we first broke this story. The main thing is if this one goes down, if they decide to stick to their guns here, it's just gonna be another company that's gonna pop up in its place, right?
And there's already a few other companies. There's like a For Fans Only, which has its own backlash because the owner is into some shady stuff. You have Loyal Fans, which I've only heard about a couple times by a couple people. And then everybody like Christina here in the comments is saying people are going to go back to that hub site, which I don't think so because it's still different. Plus, they have their own controversies. Like everybody has controversies nowadays.
And that industry is going to be something. Yeah, it's always going to be something because you're pretty much saying anything goes, and then you can't be like, well, anything goes, but you can't do this, and you can't really show somebody doing that. You know what I mean? Like I don't know.
Patreon's always a thing, but I'm guessing Patreon must have some type of rules. Patreon is not as Patreon's like only monthly. Like you can only pay for this per month. You can't do I want this one picture to be $25. You can't do that. It's just monthly fee.
Right.
So Patreon's kind of there, kind of not there.
I mean, Patreon is probably going to be. It's probably going to be like Plan B for most people, right? But I'm gonna tell you, it ain't gonna last long because Patreon got a good name right now, and they represent like all these gamers and all these content creators and the wholesome stuff, the wholesomeness of content creation. That's what Patreon is about, right?
And that's what I said. I always said that OnlyFans is like an X-rated Patreon, or Patreon's like a family-friendly OnlyFans.
Right. Yeah.
So, now OnlyFans want to be. I don't know. I still feel like the name is tarnished. You're OnlyFans. I'm not gonna watch Martha Stewart on OnlyFans. I can't. I'm joking.
I just don't. I can't see it happening either. And I also feel like I mean, at the sake of the almighty dollar, like first of all, I'm ashamed of MasterCard. Right. I'm gonna be strict. They all about money, right? And I mean, a lot of times
they want clean money. They don't want you to
listen. I don't think they really care about how clean that money is. You know what I mean?
They want clean money.
I don't know, man. I think at that level, when we're talking about millions and billions of dollars, man, ain't no way you can really, really, police how that money is coming in.
And I got a question though, for places like the Hub and other sites such as that, how are they taking their money? Can you not use MasterCard on there? Or does PayPal work? Like how?
Well, I'm pretty sure you can do all types of payment directly to the site, but I think it's when the site want to turn the money over and get their pay, they want to do it with a legitimate, bank or somebody like that. And I think that's the issue. I don't think that the customer getting access to the content, I don't think that has anything to do with it. I mean, they're gonna get that money regardless, right? But how do you make that? How do you bank that money, right? How do you put it away? You know what I mean?
Everybody says there's like an old saying that like what is prostitution's the oldest career or something like that.
Yeah, it's
always going to be around. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
So MasterCard, this is money that This is like one of the things where you could put money in and know that you're gonna make money off of it.
Absolutely.
Like NFTs, I don't know, that might be a fad. Electric cars might be a fad. Nobody's gonna want this.
Since the beginning of time, I'm actually surprised that there ain't women walking around the strip in Vegas with squares on their iPhones. You know,
I would.
I'd be surprised.
$30 for the 2 minutes. Oh, I'm
Like,
going
okay.
card. Don't you worry about that. I got Apple Pay. I got Cash App.
Yeah, and they got the square thing there that does like contactless. You can just tap it on the square. You don't even got to swipe it.
Don't even worry about it. I got whatever you need.
Can you imagine though? Like now that's traceable. Like if you're married and you go to Vegas and and you doing soliciting your situation, your entertainment, and you paying with a credit card. That's traceable, right? I don't know how it's going to show up on your bank statement, but I'm just saying, like, something's going to show up.
So what's going to happen? I'm going to create an X fans. I hope that website's not taken. And I'm going to take, I'm going to do Bitcoin and all the crypto. So you can pay me whatever. Don't worry. The government has no control. You can see all your little bits and bobbles and whatever you want to see. Yeah,
and for that, I know that's a conversation for a different day. A lot of people are thinking about that, but government seizure is getting ready to happen with.
It's not as easy as just create your own website. It's not that easy.
No, definitely that easy. I say MasterCard is going to miss those little chunks of money. Yes, because people got to get their fix, man. And
remember, like Bella Thorne went on there and made like $2 million in a day, and she didn't even do nothing.
Right. Didn't even do nothing. You know what I mean? Didn't even do nothing, right? And it's crazy, but I think it's a huge gamble for OnlyFans. And it was all about really them trying to get that nice, clean TikTok money. When that was the name of the episode we did it. We was talking about this. It was the TikTok money, and they want some of that, right? But I just don't know how many people can actually capture lightning in the bottle the way they did. I don't think
I just don't know, because it's a lot of negative press, and they just now are putting out there like, hey, we don't mean to judge sex workers or anything like that. Like they're putting out like explanation pieces, but I don't know if it's going to be. I think it might be too late. And plus, you're OnlyFans. You are not YouTube. You're not like, people go for you for a reason.
How many people gonna go to OnlyFans to watch the SmartGuyz Tech Podcast?
I told you we should put it on there. I told you. I tweeted you.
I know, right?
Put it on there too.
I mean, we're gonna need some added visuals.
Hey, that's what that's our SmartGuyz After Dark. We're gonna put that on OnlyFans.
to not disappoint people, we need some visuals.
We'll invite some of our chat squad up there.
We gonna need somebody, I can't do it alone without, I need,
Anyways, go ahead and make your remarks about my beloved Apple.
Okay, so the main thing about Apple is, and again, it's one of the things where I am not mad at Apple about it, because if anybody can say anything about the way podcasts are done or created or managed or monetized or whatever, it should be Apple, because without them it wouldn't be a such thing as a podcast, right? But the Apple's version of the podcast from back in the day to what we're doing now, I mean, the levels are ridiculous, man. I'm talking about the things that Joe Rogan and like Drink Champs and all these high powered profile, Rich Eisen and all them people doing all these high powered podcasts. Listen, these things are entities on their own, right? They've spawned their own little businesses, their own little companies. You know what I mean? And but Apple's like, nah, we got to figure out how to make podcasts into a situation like Netflix or Hulu. So you recruit podcasters and put them in a group, and so Apple, we present these podcasters, and Spotify presents these podcasters, and Deezer presents and you figure out who you want to sign up with. You pay a monthly fee, and you get your podcast. That's what they're proposing. I don't like it. What you think?
I don't know.
Do you listen? Are you a podcast guy?
I am a podcast guy. Okay. I do enjoy podcasts. I listen to podcasts all the time, actually.
Mm-hmm.
My thing is, I don't want my podcast to change. I don't want them to all of a sudden be like, oh, now you got to listen to me behind a paywall, or you can only listen to 30 minutes of this. If you want to listen to the whole 2 hours, you got to pay. I don't want that to happen at all.
Yeah.
But on the other side of it, I don't know what somebody could offer me that I would want to pay more for.
Well, what about that 7 minutes of that big old block of 7 minutes of pure advertisements that you get on the podcast? Now, you can easily skip it on the podcast. It ain't like YouTube where you can't skip it or that like that.
I skip mine.
Right, but
So
you
it
know,
don't matter to me.
so the bigger the podcast, the more advertisers you listen to, right?
Oh
That
yeah,
goes
like
away.
one of my podcasts I listen to is like 2 hours long, and they
Yeah,
have like every 20,
yeah,
30 minutes, it's like a
yeah.
10-minute section of ads.
It's a big
It's
old
cool.
block of ads, right? You know what I mean? But so that goes away because they don't have to do that anymore, right? So
And I mean, and there's always a thing of you just want to support people, like people you like, you want to show your support. That's
yeah,
cool and all.
yeah,
I just don't know if I just like I said, I don't want my podcast to change, but I don't know if that's for me.
yeah.
So
My thing is, it presents the same problem that we're dealing with the entertainment video streaming situation. It presents the same problem. They
like
haven't
what,
solved
Netflix?
that yet. Like, okay, you have Netflix, but I
Hmm.
got Peacock or whatever. I don't know whatever them stream. I don't know. I got a Hulu,
Yeah.
whatever. I can't even watch the same stuff you watch, and you can't watch the
But do
same
you
stuff
think
I
it's going to
watch.
be separate? Because like you can
Listen,
listen to besides like the bigger ones like Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan's exclusive to Spotify, but
right,
for 99% of podcasters, you can listen to them on any platform.
right. But you know why it's like that? It's because everybody monetizing on their own. Everybody doing their own thing, right?
So you think
If
some
this
people would sign exclusivity to Apple because they're
depending
getting
on what the
paid?
deal is like, yeah, depending on what it's about. You know what I mean? So like you're gonna see people moving around. So there's one big podcast group, that's what they call one podcast company, the one podcast. So they got a bunch of sports guys, it's like big high profile sports people. Most of them do their podcast through that. And the reason why they go with those guys is like that company takes care of the payment to the people who the people who doing the podcast. They don't have to advertise a single thing on those podcasts, right?
Okay.
But the thing is, if you don't have Sirius XM radio, you
They
ain't
don't hear
listening
'em.
to them. You see what I'm saying, right? You
I
know,
get that. I get that. And see, I don't want that
right?
because I don't use the Apple Podcast app to listen to my podcast
Right.
for
Yeah,
features and dark mode and all this other stuff. Or I'm watching it on YouTube because some of my podcasts are like half visual, half
yeah,
audio.
right. Yeah.
So I don't I don't want that.
See, like I said, my really only issue is if I decide to go with Apple, right? Which they're gonna be one of the big players, right? Spotify's gonna
Hmm.
be a player, and I'm
Sirius is
pretty sure
already a player.
they're gonna be some big players, and they're gonna try to woo certain people certain ways, right? And I don't want to feel like I gotta pay Spotify because I want to listen to Ti and his Expeditiously podcast, which I love, but then I can't listen to Busted Open because that's on Sirius XM, or I can't listen to Joe Rogan because he's on Apple or whatever, or Rich
Spotify,
Eisen.
yeah.
Rich Eisen is on Apple. So that's that right there. If they can figure that problem out with the movies, I mean the streaming services first, and then the podcast platforms can figure this thing out.
Again, one of the reasons I don't want it is because my third party programs. Like
Yeah,
Netflix, you can only watch on Netflix. You can't
right.
watch it on anywhere else. That's fine. That's
Yeah,
Netflix.
yes,
Podcasts though, because
yeah,
I like what is it like? I like listening to it a little bit faster than normal. I like
right.
making sure that the silent gaps are cut out. Stuff like that. So
Absolutely. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
that's gonna be a big issue. I know.
And
Is
then
that
what
does
about
Dave
the up
Chappelle
and
have a
coming podcast?
podcast?
Who?
But
Who
does
that?
Dave Chappelle have a podcast?
I don't know if Dave Chappelle has a podcast. I know Kevin Hart has two or three. He just announced a
Mm.
new one, but he's on his own LOL network. But he has one that he calls Conversations, and he got another one that he does with the Plastic Cup Boys called
Okay.
Straight from the Heart. And then so and he just announced another one. So he has one that
Do
I
you
listen to a
think
lot.
if Apple or whomever starts doing like better with payments, that you'll start to see bigger production podcasting?
Absolutely, absolutely. And so again, that's a good thing and that's a bad thing. So what about the little guys? What about like the SmartGuyz Tech Podcast? Where does it fit in at? So now we got to struggle to get on Apple.
We still just gonna be on everywhere. We're like we not exclusive.
right.
Sorry. You
I'm
can
just
listen to
saying,
us
like,
wherever you want to listen to us.
I mean, it gives you a path and a progression, like saying, hey, listen, this is what we trying to get here, right? But I think going to be the days where the big podcasts, the big players, where I think you're gonna have to choose. You're gonna have to choose like whether you want, and I like my Spotify, but they don't have everybody. And I saw, and I'm definitely not gonna pay no extra to Amazon, but they just roped in some good high power players. Fat Joe got a new one podcast that just came out that's really really good, and I listened to little snippets of it on the little free part of it, and it's great.
See, I
But
don't
I'm
want that. I definitely don't want like free parts and then
but
pay
I'm
for
not
all
paying
of
it.
it.
Yeah, but I'm not paying Amazon on top of Spotify for no podcast. I'm not doing it, man. I can't do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. and I don't know how you do things, but
Yeah.
besides video stuff, I can't pay for two of the same thing. Like I can't have two premium music services or
Right.
two
Right. Oh,
premium
absolutely. No.
delivery, like Netflix,
No.
Hulu, whatever.
Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah.
I have to do it, but other stuff I can't do it.
Yeah.
I
Nah.
can't play for PlayStation and Xbox or something like
No.
that.
No.
I
No.
can't.
No. 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 Definitely not. Definitely not. That's a little too much. That's what I'm saying. But then you're forced to choose, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then what ends up happening when the customer has to choose, that creates this weird perceived value of one company versus the other, right? So now everybody's saying, well, ain't nobody on Spotify. Spotify's garbage, right? All they got is Joe Rogan. That's it. Like, I don't know. It's a weird situation, man. I have no idea. I don't know. But that's what we headed, and I think it's good for podcasts though, because I think that little entertainment area is a little bit like, I don't think it's actually getting enough shine. You know what I mean? But then when you realize that some people have been doing this for a long time, and they making a boatload of money doing it, it blows my mind. Like when I see how much Joe Rogan and them making on their podcast, and that whole big thing that went down with Joe Budden and his boys like a couple months ago. They arguing over the millions. Like, can you imagine me and you falling out over millions? Like we're not gonna fall out over smart guys over what we're doing right now. I mean,
We can't. We can't.
we get between 9 and 11 views on YouTube a week. I mean, like, we gonna fall out about that? But if who's doing millions? Come on, man. I mean, Keon, look,
That's
bro.
different. That's a different story though.
I'm like, Keon ain't bringing nothing to the table.
I'd be like, yo, my man come in here, his mic never on, video all shaky. No,
You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. Look, look, they tune in to see me anyway. I'm the ticket. I'm the main event. I'm like, I'm just saying.
I told you to tell me when I say chat squad, we're back. We back in here.
Right. You know what I mean? But that's what happens though, right? You get in a situation like that where now all this money's being made and now it creates all. But you know what? Them good problems to have, though. I wish we was in a situation where we was having some creative differences, and then you was on your Twitter talking about what your followers and your fans like. I mean, I ain't doing no shade at Q and number. I'm just saying though, people come to listen to me. They come to listen to Keon.
Who's doing that?
SmartGuyz would be nothing without Keon.
I would do that one day. I would just subtweet. You see how long you gonna take till you catch on.
Right, like SmartGuyz would be nothing without Keon.
That's gonna be crazy.
Oh, that would be a trip, man. That would be something else, man. I would love it. I would definitely love that. But again, that's the road we're going down. So this is something that we have to deal with when we get there. For people who like podcasts,
get ready.
Just get ready. You're going to have to make a choice, or find some. And I mean, I'm surprised that ain't came about yet. It's probably I just ain't probably paid attention. It's probably some underground third party ways to listen to every podcast in the world. If you want to, I'm pretty sure there's a way to do
it. There's ways to do anything you want to do, Q.
Oh yeah, especially if it's digital, right? It's pretty much free game. You know what I mean, right? So
still mad.
I know, right? Okay, for the last half hour to shut us, what I want to talk about, Ken, because it's a topic that I've been talking to my customers about. I got into this conversation with a dude yesterday at work, and he mad, right? Because he done bought his phone, or he pre-ordered his phone, and then I'm looking at what he's holding in his hands, and I get his point, right? So he done spent X amount of dollars on X device, right? Let's just say he spent about $1,400 on a device. Let's just say that, right?
So we know what the device it is, but okay.
I'm just saying. I'm just throwing it out there, right? So he doesn't spend this money on his device. Now, this company who makes the device that he just paid for wants him to buy you got to buy a charger, right? Because one does not come in the box. You know what I'm saying, right? And not only does he have to buy a wall charger for the phone that he just bought, because one does not come in the box, he has to buy one for downstairs too, because he only got the one, right? So now he got to buy two of those, right? With a cable in the case. And he was saying, oh well, how can I listen to this? They don't come with headphones in the box no more either. But now I got to pay $200 for a pair of headsets, a pair of wireless headphones or whatever. I need to add that on too, right? I need to get that. I need to do all this. So he's sitting here with a big old pile of things, and he mad at me because he got to buy this stuff, right? Why I got to pay extra for the pen? The pen I just said, it's $99 for the pen, and then extra for the case, and and all this stuff. Why does these things used to come with the device? Why they don't come with them no more? You know what I mean? So Keon, I told you the story because I want to get your idea. Because for me, these things have been happening, and I hear people talk about them, but the companies don't seem to really care. They just do it anyway. I mean, a headphone jack disappeared, and people, it never came back. And then sometimes when you see it, you be like, oh, well, they decided to put a headphone jack. I'm like, well, look at that. That's different, right? But for the most part, the OEMs don't really they don't care. They just gonna do what they want to do and expect you guys to buy it. Because that guy, he sat there, he was pissed, right? He's just spent $200.
He still swiped that card.
Still bought all that stuff, right?
Still swiped that card.
What's your thought on that?
I mean, change is gonna happen. These companies can't put out the same phone because that doesn't do anything for them. People are gonna complain that it's the same phone every year after year after year. And then they're trying to be innovative. They're trying to cut costs on their end. They're trying to make the quote unquote best device that they can on their end. They're also, as a business, trying to make money.
Yeah.
Hold on one second.
What's going
on? My dog, man.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I don't necessarily mind it because I'm one of those guys who just flows with change. Like,
yeah.
You take out the headphone jack, wireless headphones, they're better anyway. You take out the charger. I got 1,000 chargers, and you're moving to a better standard. Whatever, that's fine.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, if you're one of the people who play in the game long enough, you're gonna have to. It's gonna change. No matter what game it is, it's gonna change.
It really is.
Now, if you go to like a 15-year-old and be like, man, back in my day, the phone came in this big old box. I got headphones. I got the buds, the watch. I got all this. They'll be like, man, if you don't go somewhere with your geriatric, like they're not even gonna believe you.
Right, because they're gonna be like, well, you didn't get a chance to choose what case was in. You just had to use what was in that box, right? You couldn't use your own thing, right? You know what I mean? Like, I'm with you in a way where it don't bother me as much because I love the advancement of the technology, right? Like everybody was all up in arms about that headphone jack a few years back, and man, the reviews were super negative. I think Apple was the one who did it first, right?
I don't think Apple was the one who did that first. I think they were the biggest, like the first big person.
The most mainstream company to do it, right?
Yeah.
And it was really because they did it, and then next thing you know, those AirPods they came out of nowhere, right? And they became the number one fastest selling Apple accessory the world had ever seen. And nobody thought about that though, right? They were just like, oh, the headphone jack is missing, and nobody told you that you got to go and buy $150 pair of wireless earbuds. They're just telling you this is what we're doing now.
This is also something that we offer,
right? So
and then you get choice. Like now, I don't have to have the charger that's in the box. I don't have to have the case that's in the box or the earphones. Sometimes it's nice to have. And then the companies are saying like, "Oh, we're not including the charger for the environment."
Yeah.
If that is true, which I have my own opinions about it. If it is true, now look at this. We're saving the environment because of change happening.
But that ain't true. I'm gonna tell you why that ain't true. I'm tell you why that ain't true.
You gotta tell me why.
Because they reduced the size of the box that the phone came in, but you also, when you go buy the charger, it's in its own full size, bigger than it needs to be box anyway. You know what I'm saying? Along with some extra stuff that don't even need to be in it because it's just a wall plug. Why do I need a safety guide for a wall plug? Like you doing more to hurt the environment. Listen, if they had left the plug in the box, that it did more to save the environment than what they're doing with its own separate packaging, right? And I ain't gonna talk about this Apple Watch. The Apple Watch is the most over packaged. Like it has got so much packaging on it that makes absolutely no sense.
Especially now, it has more packaging now than it did.
It is awful. It's so terrible.
Great. I love how they put like the actual watch part in its own long box, and then the band in their own long box. I love it.
And they're the first ones to say, "Oh no, we all about the really." Are you?
Hey, when it comes to our phones, when it comes to the phones, we're about the environment.
Okay, well, but they didn't specifically say it was about the watch, but that watch, whoo, that thing is terrible. That package is bad, and they ought to be reprimanded.
Do you have your stuff yet? Your new Samsung stuff yet?
No. The phones don't launch till next Friday on the
to this
27th.
Friday. Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
I,
But some people,
we got some notification that it's gonna come on Wednesday or Thursday.
yeah, some people, especially ones who got theirs from their carriers, are going to get theirs on Tuesday or Wednesday. Yeah, like the carrier always, you always get them a little early on the carrier, right? But yeah, some people I know, like Joshua, he gonna get his. He gonna get it before me, so and which I'm a little bit jealous about. But yeah, that's cool. But yeah,
should run up in his face and show him. But I mean, like I said, people got to get used to change.
Yes.
And I mean, like I said, if you play in the game long enough, you're just gonna have to get used to it.
Yeah.
If you were in the TVs used to have these banging speakers. TVs used to be heavy as an elephant, but you didn't have to buy no sound bar. You need all of that. Nowadays, your TV, you could lift your TV up on your finger, but you got to buy a sound bar.
Yeah. And the cost is reduced by a lot too, because TVs used to be really, really expensive, and they're not anymore, right? So that makes a whole lot of sense. And then
opposite case with the phones.
Yeah, definitely opposite. Right. Then there was the dudes that complain about, and this to me, I shut it down every single time because I think it's dumb for people to even think this way. But the whole thing with these batteries, like, well, I guess because the last time I had a phone, my main phone that I used for more than a year's time, it's been so long since I did that I never see the battery decrease in efficiency. Oh, yeah. I don't get a chance to see that. But people who hold on the phone, first of all, you don't supposed to hold on to no cell phone for 7 years. This dude came in there with a Note 2 the other day, right?
I've seen people recently with like the iPhone 4s, and I'm just like,
come on, man. Come on.
I just want to get my battery changed. No, you need to get the whole phone changed.
Yes, absolutely, right? Like, and then the thing that's weird about that, right? Not like they hang you these phones, right? I don't even know how to use them because when you press things and you make, you want to open, it takes like 3 days for things to happen on the phone. So like, dude, why are you worrying about the battery? That's the last that's the last thing you should be worried about. Nobody get on a damn battery.
Yo, TouchWiz was great. You remember TouchWiz?
I know that's probably why the battery probably died on it like way long time ago.
I can't say my dad still has an iPhone 6.
Yeah, really.
He just got his battery replaced, and I've been trying so hard to tell him to get a new phone. He's coming around to it, but like I still had to. It's been 6 years. But he's if it's not broke, it's no need to change it.
Well, and I get the whole. This is what I hear. Well, I just don't see the need to pay $1,000 for a phone every year or so, and I'm like. I don't get. See, it's weird how people value things and what they put value at. Because like the same guy will be telling me about his Mustang that he just bought or whatever, or Tesla, or some shit like that, right?
Bought the engine and new tires and went all underneath and did this and that.
But the phone though, and if it costs more than $400, like, look, bro, what are you talking?
I mean, my stance on paying for phones has for a while been buy unlocked. Buy your phone, sell it when you want the new one, and move on with your life. The first one's going to be the hit. Because the first one's going to be the first time you pay for an unlocked phone. It's going to hit. And after that, it's going to be Gucci. It's going to be Gucci.
The first, like I tell you that all the time. I was like, listen, the first time you do it, and, you might get lucky like I did. The first time I did it, I ended up having to pay more than normal, but I still got a really good discount because I got a really good trade in anyway. But once you get unlocked, man, you pretty good. And actually, you can even sit on the phone for an extra year if you wanted to, because if the trade-in is still really good on the unlocked device, right? You still, you can still either sell it on the secondary market or get
Pixels have terrible resale value.
Do they really?
Yeah, I when my friend was on Pixel, I loved because every time we would trade, we would upgrade phones every year, and I'd be like, I'm about to sell my iPhone for $800, and he'd be like, I'm lucky if I get $250, and I'm just like,
crazy. That is nuts. As much as like, I be on Twitter, like these Twitter people that I see on Twitter, this whole Pixel gang people, these people in the land they own, I don't know what's going on, but they claim that the Pixel is the best thing the world has ever seen.
Pictures are so dope. It's just you can't really sell them back.
Nah, so yeah, and that used to be the case with Samsung Galaxy phones, but not so much no more. But the thing is, I mean, I ain't gonna buy no Galaxy S6 though. I'm not spending no money on that. You know what I mean? But I'm just trying to think, like, if I broke my phone and I need to buy one in a pinch and somebody was selling one, how far back would you go? Like, what would be the oldest device that you would buy?
Cute. If my phone broke right now, I'm buying another $12. I'm not playing with them. First of all, I have a status that I need to upkeep. I can't be walking around here with no old phone. It might be a regular 12, not a Pro, but I can't go back.
Oh,
But I'll find me a mini or something.
That 1%er elitism is showing. Oh my god.
Yo, might give me a Pixel 5A or something.
He's like, screw that. I'm getting another.
I gotta give me another one, dog.
Look, the Netflix, we're gonna have to chill this month. We're gonna make sure we get a new phone.
Hey, I could watch movies wherever. We could put Netflix on the back burner. That don't mean nothing to me.
Ridiculous.
You want me to go to a non-MagSafe, non-metal size iPhone? What? What? No, that's right, CJ. Let them know, CJ. We don't do that.
What you saying?
I don't go back to the past, man.
Man, listen, your phone is broken. You in a pinch, you know?
Okay, yeah. What's that supposed to mean? I'm supposed to be a peasant? No, I'm good.
Oh my god. You know what? I'm laughing.
Wait.
What? Go ahead.
Thank you. What's her name? Gentle Takeover. I was say her government name.
But I had a customer come in a couple of days ago, and she was with her daughter. Her daughter did something to the phone, dropped it in the water. I don't know, something happened to it, and I think it was like an iPhone 11 or a 12 or something like that. And then and so the guy talking to her about it or whatever, and I'm just standing there, and then he's like, oh well, I got some unlocked options you can go with real quick. She's like, no. I want an iPhone. And then she's like, he's like, okay, cool. I think we still got some SEs or XRs around here somewhere. She was like, SE, XR.
Letters. We don't do letters, son. We do them big prime numbers, though.
So, I'm sitting there trying to keep my stuff together. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, these people are crazy. So
wait, Q. If you didn't work for Samsung and you got your Fold 3 and you tripped and you dropped it, what you get?
The original question was, if you broke your phone, and now we got new people in the chat. I'm gonna ask the question again.
CJo and Gentle Takeover.
Right. So you broke your phone and you're in a pinch. What is the oldest device that you would buy? That was the question, Keon. You had to go all like top tier on it.
I'm just saying. Well, CJo's rocking an iPhone. I don't know which iPhone she's rocking. Okay. And then Gentle Takeover is, I believe she's rocking the Pixel 5, Pixel 4.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, ladies, how far back? What phone do you have now, and how far back would you go? That's what we need to know.
See, Pixel 2.
You go back to a Pixel 2, but the Pixel 2 is a nice phone. So
okay, yeah, Pixel 2. That was running Android. That's running like Oreo, right?
I don't know. I don't remember. But that's like 3.5, 4 years old. 3 to 4 years ago.
Yeah. I'm buying an iPhone 11 because wow.
That's right. She has an 11 and she's not going back.
Okay, so you iPhone people.
It's a lifestyle, Q.
Apparently.
It's a lifestyle. We don't play around over here.
Now me, me, I have some nice devices and I like nice devices. I think if I was like in a pinch and I had to like replace it with something, I couldn't do
like I said, if you don't work for Samsung and you dropped your Fold 3 on day one, what are you going out to get?
Listen, I'd probably get like a Note 10, a Note 10 Plus.
What?
That's probably as far back as I could probably go.
That's still 3 years back.
Yeah, I mean that's 2019, right?
Or 2 years back.
Yeah. I mean, listen, it would drive me nuts using it. I wouldn't flip out about it every time I had to use it. But listen, I'm not going to just be like break the bank and just be like, look, I'm going to buy another Fold, right? Especially with a phone like that. I mean, look. I'm just saying, I'm not going to do it that way. I can't do it.
Like I said, I would go down to a non-pro iPhone 12.
Okay.
But, I still gotta get an iPhone 12.
Yeah. She said she doesn't need a good camera, good story. So look, that's great. Listen, I'm just you and Christina though. Y'all trip me out. But like I said, I've seen it before. It ain't just y'all. I done seen it. I done seen it in real life. You know what I'm saying? So,
but we've worked at Best Buy before, and we've had people buy phones, walk out the door, trip over the sidewalk, break it, no warranty, got to come back and buy a new phone. Didn't they buy the same thing?
Yeah, they kind of did. You just take that L, right? You take that L. You just take that L. You know what I mean? Like
protection plan. See, I don't do warranties and stuff. So.
I was only planning on spending $1,200, but I ended up spending like $2,400. I mean, that's weird, but
I just gotta do it. Like dang,
man, wow.
That's right. That's right, Christina. Walk right back in, and you see it in their face too. You like as soon as they walk back in, and you look at their face. I'll be like, nah, dog, don't, dog.
They slide the phone on the counter. You be like, dude.
And the worst part, those would be the ones that adamant don't want a case. They don't want warranty. They don't want nothing.
None of that.
Like, bro, let me just get you this Best Buy warranty. Pay $10 a month. No, I ain't paying nothing. All right,
no. I don't believe in those things, right? That's a waste of money. You know what I mean? Like,
What about my 1 year warranty, dog?
Yeah.
Your 1 year warranty don't cover this, man.
Wow. I feel sorry for the people. I do, but like what's that money don't grow? Like, especially some people, they save all year for this thing, right? And you remember how it used to be, Keon? Like that Apple launch used to be the jump off, right? You know what I mean?
Never saved all year for it, Q.
I'm just saying.
I've been an elitist all my life, Q.
That's what I'm saying. You have always been, above everybody else, looking down. So for the rest of us, I mean, I ain't saying we had to save all year, but some people did, they took their little Chick-fil-A check and they've been like, look, I'm trying to get that new iPhone, bro. I'm trying to get that. I want that.
Not that Chick-fil-A check.
Yeah, I don't want no LG G1 or whatever it was at the time. I don't want that.
And Christina says he was getting new phones quarterly. Whew.
Yeah, see, man. So y'all on a different level. Y'all I'm about to make. Y'all on a different tier of folk. You know what I'm saying, right? Because we started this conversation talking about how the dude was pissed off because he bought a new phone and he was mad because.
Well, I mean, we've got Gentle here. It sucks that I know her real name. I just don't know if you want me to put it out there. But Gentle Takeover, Miss or Mrs. How do you feel about things changing and you have no control over it? Basically, your phone going from like thick to thin to losing the headphone jack to losing the charger to now you might have to fold it. How do you feel about that?
No expandable memory, that's a big deal.
Yeah, that was a big thing.
Yeah, well,
see, people need to be on top of the curve because I was there when people were like, they're taking away your memory card. I was like, oh, you ain't got cloud? You ain't heard about cloud?
Yeah, But I remember back in then we were talking about that cloud stuff. Remember, I was talking about people looking at their pictures and stuff, and now Apple is openly saying, "Hey, yeah, we're gonna look at all your pictures, bro. We're gonna look at everything, right? Everything that you put in here, we're gonna look at it all." Apple telling them that now, but back then we was talking about the cloud storage. I was like, "Nah, bro, I don't want to. I want that. I need me an SD card."
You better go. Okay, get ready. You got like 2-3 more years.
Right, SD card, bro.
Digital Takeover says she doesn't adjust well to change, but if they benefit her, she'll adjust. Well, I mean, like a removing a headphone jack is not necessarily beneficial.
Right.
It's just happens.
Well, you open up more space inside the phone to do something else, like a bigger battery or
you would, but they keep making the phones thinner. So
well, yeah, you're right about that. That's right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, but for me, like, because me, I don't like they'll do something different. Like I'm trying to think of a change that I've been pissed off about. Like most thing I've been pissed off about is that they changed the button layout on the actual physical buttons. They flip flop them every year. That's the most.
That's a Samsung thing.
Yeah, that's usually what I'm pissed off about. Like, and then on the last note that I bought, they had the audacity. They had the audacity.
What, the Bixby button?
No, to swap the pen silo from one side to the other.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, when me and wife got our notes, and she was like, we were reaching for the pens, and we were looking at it. So what a pen at? That's on the other side, babe. Oh, and then, so we frustrated about stuff like that. So for them like saying, okay, you can never plug a pair of headphones. Well, they didn't really say that. They said you got to use one of these little
an adapter.
You got to use one of these little dealios, right?
Yeah, or get the wireless ones.
But they said you couldn't. They didn't say that you couldn't use your headphones, right?
No,
but in today's situation, though, right? When you see somebody walking around with some wired earbuds,
if I see you with wired headphones, I'm looking at you, dog. If I see you walking around with wired headphones, if you're inside your home or in the studio or whatever, wired all the way. If you're walking around with wire headphones,
yeah,
you kind of scream broke to me, dog. I don't care what kind of headphones you got.
wow.
I
What
just
if it's
smell
like the
broke,
beat?
bro.
What
Bro,
if
I
it's like
smell broke. I smell broke, dog.
Because you remember
Boy,
when I know why people were mad, because people went out and bought all those super expensive, overpriced headphones, and now they can't plug them in. When the world told them, "Listen, yeah, that ain't even cool no more." When we see nobody walks around these big gigantic heads, like
they gave you a year. They put the adapter in the box for like a year or two.
Yeah, they did.
All right.
They did. You know, that's why I'm saying, for me, I'm not upset about that. And in fact, like I'm like you, I actually like I think that the wireless earbuds are better in just about every single way, and just about every single way.
100%.
Yeah, you know, like
the only thing I could possibly say is battery. Like you have to charge them, but like since the case charges and stuff, I really don't. I never really run out of battery life.
Right. And sometimes, like when I'm in the kitchen cooking or whatever, and I gotta go and run back into the room to do something or whatever, like that little 50-foot distance.
Oh yeah.
It can be a problem sometimes, but you know, as long as you got the phone with you, it shouldn't be an issue, right?
And remember, if you had wires, you couldn't go more than 3 feet.
You would have to bring it, right? You had to bring it with you, right? So, you know, now, you know, to bring it home. So we talked about the headphone jack. We talked about the SD card slot.
The one thing I will say that was kind of a tricky thing with the batteries, because if your phone froze up, you just pop out the battery, pop it back.
Love that. That was pretty cool. That was dope. But now there was no IP ratings and stuff back then. So
if your phone got wet,
you couldn't get wet. Couldn't get to none of that stuff, right? So I don't know. And what's more important, you know, being able to change the battery out see, that's the thing. I'm not going to keep the phone that long. I'm not going to have it long enough for the battery to die like that.
You want to talk about me being an elitist Q? Some people out here keep their phones for longer than a year.
Yes, I know. And I'm surprised every time. You know what I mean? Surprised every single time. Like I had to actually go into full salesperson mode last year, around this time last year, to convince wifey to upgrade that Note 8. What's that? That Note 8 to a Note 20, right?
Because there was no Note 9, was there?
Right. No, that's a Note 9. Yeah, but why shouldn't I get the Note 9 is because I went unlocked, remember? So before, I would get a new phone every year and I would just give her my old one. And she was cool with that because she had a 1-year-old phone. She didn't really care. But this time I was like, nope, I'm not doing that. I'm trading that Note 9 in for the Note 10. I'm going unlocked. So you're going to be stuck with that one. Oh, no, it's cool. It's all right. It's all right. You know, ain't nothing wrong with it. And then every time she handed it to me to look at something, I'm like, oh my God, like this is awful, right? So then I had to sell her. I had to actually sell her the Note 20, because when I was getting my Note 20 Ultra, I was like, look, it's time for you to get on the phone. Like, you know, I had to sell her on the fact that, like, she's like, no, my emails work, my YouTube work, my Instagram work. And I'm like, yeah, they work, but don't you want them to work better?
You know how many people I've had to convince, like, hey man, that phone getting a little dusty, bro. Let's go ahead and swipe it up.
Right. You know what I mean? So I had to sell her on that phone, right? But she's probably gonna sit on that for like 2 or 3 years, you know, before I get a chance to really upgrade her again, right?
Well, but just like you said earlier, like, you know, people put value into the things they put value into. Not everybody cares about their phone that. It's always a little bit weird, especially weird for me with people who just don't care about phones.
Right.
You'd be like, oh, I just left my phone in the truck stop bathroom and I came back a few days. I was like, what?
Right. Yeah.
What? Like, yeah, I just don't look at my phone. I look at it once every other day.
Yeah.
All right, weirdo. But yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, like
people just don't care about stuff like that.
Family came in one time and they had just come from Carowinds, right? The theme park or whatever. And the kids all lost their phones, right? And they dropped off out of their pockets into the water. So it's like 4 kids. They come in like, oh, well, yeah, we just came from Carowinds and blah, blah, blah. We're going to need some new phones. I'm like, oh, okay, so we're doing regular upgrades? No, we can't do regular upgrades because we're still paying for these. But don't worry about it. We're just going to buy these straight out. We're just going to replace them all. And I'm like, oh.
Ooh, I would love to see that receipt.
All right.
Like,
cool. I mean,
y'all got it like that?
That's what you want to do, right? So the last
I still
part,
get a new one every year, gentle takeover, because I can't.
Yeah, got to. I got to. You know, and a lot of times lately I've been trying to do it where it's not like as soon as it comes out, because that's what I've been doing for like the last 7 years or whatever.
Why not?
Well, because I got screwed over the last couple of years. I remember Note 9, I got screwed because they only presented 2 really whack ass colors, right? And then later the cool stuff came out, right? And it happened again with the Note 10. You know what I mean? So like with Samsung, sometimes it's good to wait, but I can't do that. I can't have everybody walking around and I ain't got that. Like, yeah, bro, I'm gonna get mine like in May. Don't worry about it.
Hey man, I ain't have that problem. I just buy my phone. The only issue I have is I'll have to wait like a week or two because some people stay up all night and press the buy button as soon as it goes live. So I miss my color storage combination.
Yeah,
but
that's the reason why I gotta wait. That's why I gotta wait a week later to get my phone because I wanted the silver one and it was back ordered. So I won't get mine to the 8th. And everybody who got the black and green because they were simps and basic. They get this on time.
I thought the green one was coming out in a week later.
Oh, I don't know. But I mean, I don't know. Most people who I pre-ordered the green ones for, they're going to get them on time. So, but you had the people who ordered the silver, like myself, get mine on the 8th, right? So, speaking of which, Ken, this is what we're going to bring it home with. We talked about the changes of the phones. Now, they want us to fold and flip our phones now, right? That's what they're saying. Listen, bro, you need to fold this thing up and slide it or flip it or stick it or do something to it. You can't just be a regular thing you slide in your pocket now, right? So is this another thing that the world is going to embrace, or you think we'll see some way more resistance on this one?
I feel like it's going to be a much more gradual change, much longer change. They've been doing this for a few years now, and it's probably only got like 5% of the users are buying these phones. LG, y'all saw they tried to do a slide out with the wing. They tried to do something different. Samsung is still doing vertical and horizontal, so they haven't figured it out. And Gentle was like, I refuse to fold. I don't want to fold because I just don't find the value in it. But I know one day Apple's gonna be like, hey man, we got the iPhone fold, and I'm just gonna be like, it's the hottest thing out. So I'm gonna have to.
Yes, you are. I'm glad you're going on record saying that now. I will play this back a million times as the intro to the podcast. You know what I mean?
Hey man, I gotta get the hottest thing out. It's my downfall.
And what's she saying? She's saying she refused to fold. Now I don't know if she was aware, but Samsung and Google got together. They were going to put out a Pixel Fold this year, but it just due to the chip shortage, it got pushed back to 2022.
But just like Samsung is not going all in on the fold. They're going all high end on the fold, but they'll still give you an S or an A or a J or whatever.
No. So if you think you Apple people going have a fit and the eyes going to roll back in your head when they announce the Apple Fold, when this Pixel Fold comes, these Pixel folk, they're going to have babies, even if they're guys. They're just going to spit out fetuses. Guarantee it.
That's a different community, though. That's a different community. The Pixel community, the Google community, the Apple community. Those are two different boys right there.
And I'm telling you, they are going to go nuts, right? And I guarantee you, like, why Samsung...
Look, she said, what's the purpose of my phone folding?
The purpose is it goes from one size to another. That's the purpose. That's the point. That's it. It's the simplicity of it. It goes from size A to size B.
But what if I don't care about size B or size A or whatever? I just want one size.
So what we're going to do is we're going to make you care about both sizes, right?
That's what Apple gonna do. Apple gonna be like, man, the latest and greatest. It's revolutionary, and I'm gonna be like, you're right, Apple. You're right.
You know what?
Y'all pay $3,500.
That's right. 7,000. Sure, not a problem. You think it's overpriced? No, not in the
my Apple card.
Right. You know what I mean? Like, nah. And Apple, they're gonna do it. Like, Samsung couldn't sell the phone at $2,000. So this time they had to gut the prices on it and do all this weird stuff to get people to buy it. Watch what Apple do. As soon as everybody that forgot about what Samsung was trying to do, Apple gonna be like, oh, and this is gonna be the wackest folding device you've ever seen in your life, right? First of all, let me clear about
that comment is
let's be
untrue.
Clear. It's gonna be the wackest folding device ever.
It doesn't matter, Q. First of all, it doesn't matter what the phone does. It's an iPhone.
And then here's where it gets interesting. They're gonna charge $3,500 for it, and people gonna buy it. And Samsung gonna be looking at them like, man, we couldn't even sell it for $2,000. They selling it for $3,500, and people just snapping it up, eating it up like it's nobody's business, man.
I gotta send you those Long Beach Griffey videos.
In these Pixel Fold, when that Pixel Fold come out, the world's gonna melt, dude.
It's gonna be great.
I did not realize how rabid these guys were until I started following them on Twitter, and I'm like looking at this Team Pixel stuff, and I'm like, you people are insane. Something's wrong with you.
Who would you rather be trapped in the room with, an Apple fanboy or a Pixel fanboy?
You know what? I think I would take the Apple person because they're delusional and I'm used to it, right? But the thing is, a lot of times these Pixel folk, they try to hit you with what they call the straight facts. They go digging into they spec bag.
Apple people really out facts.
Yeah, Apple people ain't gonna hit you with no specs. Because that's one thing Apple does very good. They smooth over and gloss over the specs. They were like,
you don't need the numbers. You
don't need to know how the sausage is made. You don't need to know that. Just know it's good.
How big is the battery? Bigger than last year.
Yes, right.
Huh? How fast is the phone? Faster than last year.
That's
the best one we ever made.
Yeah,
it should be.
And they go Team Pixel. No, it's all these numbers they're gonna throw at you. Right?
How good does the screen look? Looks better than last year. What? Can I get the resolution higher than last year?
That's right.
That's the number.
That's right.
Before we go, Q, I do want to address something. Looks like our chat squad member, Gentle Takeover, just wanted to say that size doesn't matter. Do you have any rebuttal? I don't know what she was talking about, but I just assumed.
Well, I mean, it really, you know what? So, we can never escape. We can never be professional in the show and just do it. And we always get we was close. We got almost to the very end. The shenanigans popped out. But this is what I would say. I used to be one of them kind of dudes who would be on one side of that whole look, no, it ain't. That ain't what it is, right? It's about what you're doing. As long as you know what you're doing. Size don't really matter. But as I get to know my audience and I get to know my customers, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to provide what the customer's always right. Okay. So,
whoo-wee. Yo, Q, we were talking about phones here. I don't know what you talking about.
I was too. I just don't know what you're talking. What is going on here?
Hey, Q just said his phone is big enough that he could fold it. Gentle.
I'm just saying. I can see both sides. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying, right?
Whatever. You ain't got a lot of me.
All of a sudden, you need to know who you're speaking with. That's it. That's all it is, right?
Okay, I'm gonna just say there's a reason why those iPhone minis didn't sell. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, you got that. You got that, right? But then. But there's also a reason why everybody backed off those megas and stuff back in the day too.
They just weren't ready.
Maybe it was a little bit too much.
They just weren't ready.
That Galaxy Fold at 7.9 inches. I don't know about that. That's a little bit too.
Hey, it's time to wrap it up, y'all.
You said that thing opened to 7.9 inches.
Oh my god!
What am I going to do with 7.9 inches? I can't do that with that. That's
why we can't go nowhere. But this is my favorite parts of the show. Favorite parts where we just go off the rails. Talk about whatever.
Anyway, again, look, listen, we love everybody who's been supporting us since day one, and the ones who support us now. Whether King, I know the live stream is your baby. You love the live stream.
I love my live stream.
I am more. I'm more heavy on that audio podcast than the people who listen to the audio podcast. I thank you guys for all the comments and stuff you leave on iTunes. I rarely get a chance to check it because I don't have that Apple ecosystem set up. So
I'll start tracking it.
The only reason why I even have a Apple account is for that podcast. The only reason why I have one. So for the people who are rating the podcast and listening to it and commenting over there, I appreciate that. And like I said, I know the live stream is your baby, and chess squad them your folk. But we enjoy everybody though. What you got?
That's right. No, just like you said, we love them all. I'll start checking the iTunes comments because I do want to see what people are saying, and get all up in there. But of course, chat squad, right here.
Yeah.
So do all the things. Follow us on socials, mainly just Twitter. I realized today that Facebook and Instagram don't really do it for me right now. Twitter's home.
Twitter's your home right now. Okay.
Twitter's home. Yeah. I don't know if it's gonna change in a while, but follow me on Twitter. Follow me on all the socials. Follow Q. Follow me.
Follow me on all that stuff. Because I definitely next week I'm gonna have a bunch of pictures on the Instagram because it's launch week. Friday this weekend coming up, so I will be at a couple different locations doing my thing and sharing the Samsung love with all my people. So a lot of
and if the phones get delivered, I'll have some hands-on time with the Fold and the Samsung Watch. So I'll be able to voice my opinions as an Apple user.
As an Apple user. Oh, we had to throw that point in there. You had to kill the vibe. There it is. It's done. It's over.
Samsung Fold from an Apple user's perspective.
I see that. Ooh, Lord, I can't stand it. Anyway, that's gonna do it for us, man. Y'all guys have been amazing as always. Yes, we out of here, man. Peace. Okay, and stop.